What's good, everybody? As you can see, once again, I am not Christian. He is at a screener this morning. My goodness. Late nights, y'all. Late nights. He is at a screener this morning, so he will not be joining us on Capes and Cowls today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do this by myself. I actually brought an absolute favorite of the channel to join me today. I'm going to save that surprise till after the intro, but we got a lot of Superman stuff to talk about today. We are getting a Man of Tomorrow, and James Gunn is talking about it in a bunch of different ways. What the script kind of looks like, the title, when production's going to start, Aaron Pierre's involvement, just so much to actually talk about, including apparently a Star Wars character that was supposed to appear in an MCU film. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to get into, but we're going to talk about it all. It is Capes and Cowls. We are going in it right now. Let's do it, yo. Yo. Welcome back to Capes and Cowls, everybody. Like I mentioned before, I am Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred. I am taking over hosting duties today as Christian is off at a very important screener. But again, I am not alone. I brought a fan favorite to join us today. Miss Kris Carr in the building.
What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Because I'm not on stage with that. Yeah, we have to put it on the two shot. That's I got it, bro. I know you trying to help. I got it.
There we go.
I am good. I'm good. I am in the middle of planning this proposal. So my brain is kind of split because I'm talking to like too many people at once. Trying to put this many people's schedules together is a nightmare. And I didn't think it was going to be a nightmare until I started doing it. And now I'm just like, okay. So this thing has jumped a couple different days now, and now we finally have a day. But you don't realize how that goes until you're doing, because you're married. You're not. You're okay. Yeah.
No, we got married. 8 years ago. But Logan proposed to me in the Burbank airport parking lot structure, because that's the first time I said I love you to him. So his proposal was easy. Okay. He just lied to me about a flight coming in, and that's all he had to coordinate.
See, that's hilarious, because now I'm trying to figure out what lie to get her not to mess up the day. I got to figure that out.
You have a lot of confidence for her to not watch your stuff.
She's in Costa Rica right now.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
She's in the middle of hiking, so I know she's not going to see this.
You're good then.
Yes, this is the only one, because she surprised me and watched my own personal stream earlier this week, and I was like, why are you here?
Go back to hiking. Get out there.
Seriously, go see a waterfall. Why are you looking at your screen? Either way,
I'm so excited for you guys. So
thank you. It's gonna be fun. I'm very geeked out about it. I'll certainly share details once it's over, but for now, that's not why we're here. Just wanted to, a little banter. Let's talk about Superman, because we've got news about a Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn reveals whether Man of Tomorrow will be titled Superman Man of Tomorrow and shares a script update. There's Josh Wilding reporting from Comic Book Movie. Superman has been a $600 million box office hit for DC Studios, and while debates continue to rage about just how large a profit the first DCU movie will turn, Warner Brothers Discovery executives are likely to be happy that the DC brand is no longer on its last legs. That certainly seemed to be the case in 2023, when the likes of Shazam! Fury of the Gods and The Flash bombed, and not even Joker Folie à Deux came close to replicating the success of its $1 billion predecessor last year. 2026 will see the release of Supergirl and Clayface, two vastly different DC Comics adaptations. The former serves as the next chapter in the Superman saga, while the latter is an R-rated horror movie that will explore Gotham City's darkest corners. In 2027, we're getting a Man of Tomorrow, a Superman sequel that's not a sequel, starring David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult. The project is currently shrouded in secrecy, but filmmaker James Gunn has shared some updates on social media today. Asked how much Man of Tomorrow he's written, the DC Studios co-CEO replied, "All of it, just in the necessary and lengthy stage of rewriting and rewriting some more. It's been a lot of fun trying to get some done now before Peacemaker airs because we like to watch it as soon as it comes on." Many fans have wondered whether Man of Tomorrow will be titled Superman Man of Tomorrow, despite it not being a straightforward sequel. Well, Gunn has now confirmed that he's sticking with just Man of Tomorrow. Some might argue that the addition of Superman would make it easier to market, but Man of Steel was a hit in 2013. Plus, Gunn doesn't appear to be a huge fan of subtitles. He ditched Legacy from Superman and Woman of Tomorrow from Supergirl. Man of Tomorrow drops July 9th of 27. So yeah, here are the tweets here. Is it just Man of Tomorrow Superman? Just Man of Tomorrow. All of it just in the necessary lengthy stage of rewriting. Rewriting has been fun. That's essentially what he said. Yeah, this is just more kind of stuff there. So all right, so you hear that, Kris, and what kind of goes through your mind? Obviously, he said it's not a direct sequel per se, but it is. You still got Superman and Lex in it, and I actually kind of like the idea of not necessarily always having a subtitle. I think it's sometimes nicer to get straight to the point, but just hearing kind of the stuff he's talking about, where does your mind go with where we're going to potentially go next on this journey with Superman and Lex? Yeah, that's not you.
That's how we should do it, though. Every time I talk, you'll just be on screen. I will just keep swapping so we can active listen. It'll be great. It'll be great content. What I think mostly when this pops up is, why is it not a direct sequel? I wonder why we keep saying it's not that, it's not that. And the Man of Tomorrow part of it, this could be that whole Christopher Nolan, we go from Batman Begins to Dark Knight, giving them the nickname that they have, because Superman is often referred to as the Man of Tomorrow. But based on those Jim Lee images we saw with the announcement and everything, I think this is kind of a bit more about Lex. I feel like this is where we're shifting into maybe that kind of new 52 era, or even the current era of comics, where Lex is this kind of, a begrudging ally who can see why Kal-El is the way he is, especially if we kind of go that route of stepping into his shoes very, very figuratively, or literally rather. Yeah. So I feel like it's going to be more about that dynamic, Lex seeing the humanity in him, Lex maybe understanding that his way about bringing change is not the best. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that we kind of dive into that and we don't have Lex just be this kind of twirling mustache villain, for lack of a better phrase, but we get to see a more dynamic version of him build and build and build, since we have such a great actor in Nicholas Hoult to really explore that. So that's kind of where I'm at. What do you think?
No, I think that's actually a really good point. And I even to the fact of, it feels like, especially because Lex, similarly to like Tony in Marvel, like calls himself like the futurist and all that kind of stuff. So the same thing, the idea of, obviously the Man of Tomorrow is a moniker that is, put on Superman, but him himself being like, I'm the one doing it. I agree with you. I think it is going to be a Lex-centric story. And I think that push-pull even of, no, I'm the one that will lead us to the future, not you. Kind of that end sequence where he stops Lex finally, and even that little argument that they're having in that moment where he's like, well, you're not human. He's like, I'm as human as anybody else. What are you talking about? I think it's going to be more of that, because I think there's a lot going on in the film, but I think we only touched like the tip of the iceberg of it really at the end there to like address that. More or less, this was more kind of the focus of who Superman really is and what his role is. You know what I mean? Versus now that we understand what his role is, who really is the leader of Earth. That's kind of what this feels like this is going to be. But I guess the other part of it about it too is then we got to understand, where does then Supergirl come in? Obviously, you had the Woman of Tomorrow being dropped from the moniker, but knowing that that's the storyline that we're going with, how much of that is going to wrap back into the story? Is she going to be involved? Is it just really going to focus on the two of them? Like, I think there's a lot kind of there that'll be interesting to see where it ends up going.
Absolutely. With all three of them more than likely in the mix and in the film, who do you think their big bad is?
I am really hoping it's Brainiac. I have been waiting for Brainiac for so long, and there could also be a very interesting take as well if everybody is quote unquote fighting over the title of like a Man of Tomorrow. If, like you said, if Lex has to side with Clark temporarily because Brainiac is out here in these streets being like, oh, I'm leading you to a new future, a future where you're digitized and you're done, which I think could also be really interesting commentary, because he started to a little bit about the social media stuff having the, I will spare the spoiler one more time, even though the movie has been out for a couple months now, but the spoiler about the social media element that happens in this first movie, I think you could take it a whole step further. And that might be the commentary maybe that, Gunn really wants to speak on, is the idea of the digital age and what that means. And you'd be tapping back into AI and all that kind of stuff. I think it could be really, really interesting to let Brainiac do that. And then the two of them trying to fight against that. And like you said, Lex is a temporary partner that's like, well, I don't want to be digitized. So,
Yeah. I think I'm 100% with you. This is exactly what I want, because that becomes so much more compelling. We get to have those lovely little bits of commentary on our current experience in the real world here, but also get to see Lex seeing how somebody else views peace in a way that is so similar to his, but just far off enough of, oh no, that's not what we should do. We shouldn't eradicate humanity for the sake of peace or goodness or anything. That's so extreme. So he can re-examine how he's approached things. Oh, hey, maybe me locking up a whole bunch of people against their will wasn't the best move. Those kinds of things. I'd love for him to have a little clarity.
Just a little. It's always interesting to watch Lex kind of seesaw back and forth between kind of being good, but then going right back to being the selfish asshole that he is. Though I will say what could be super interesting about this is, I don't know how much of Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, that whole Justice League Unlimited universe you were into when it was out back in the day. But the point at which Brainiac merges with Lex, and then Lex is like obsessed with getting Brainiac back when they get separated. I hope that at some point, we obviously need Brainiac to just be Brainiac for a while, and Lex to just be Lex. But I hope at some point maybe that is the ultimate big bad, is at some point they merge, and then because that was a terrifying villain to deal with, is Lex's ambition and Brainiac's infinite knowledge, like
it was so cool. It was their version of the Borg. It was amazing. Oh man, the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited slapped. Those storylines were so freaking good
and were incredible. And I'm glad, to be honest with you, that they've decided to re-examine that in the comics right now, because I'm sure you know that they're doing that comic run of Justice League Unlimited, which is really interesting so far. But all that being said, y'all, what do you think? What do you think about it just being titled Man of Tomorrow? Do you think it's a good idea, a bad idea? Should Superman be in the title? And what are your ideas? Do you think that we're going to get a Brainiac? I saw somebody say Parasite in the thing. Let us know what you think in the comments. Now, Kris, Christian texted me right before the screener started, and he said that our goal today is 82 to tie, 83 to win. Now, I don't know who that was. He didn't tell me who we're going up against. It wasn't against you, was it? Like, you were on earlier
No,
this week, right?
I didn't do a show this week because we were saving it for this. I hope it was Steph. Is it Steph won yet?
There was this. Steph had like a month-long string of wins at one point. Like, Steph is a beast. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not sure who it is specifically. But yeah, no. That is the goal today, and we're not doing so bad so far. We're only about 15 minutes in. We got 7, so we're pushing. So if you want to help me and Kris, this new dynamic duo going on, man, please send in those questions, and we will be sure to read them all at the end. All right, let's pop into our next story real quick. Share this tab. So, speaking of Man of Tomorrow, the production date has been revealed as well, the start of production, and several characters that are rumored to appear. This is Mark Cassidy, also from Comic Book Movie. Now, Superman director James Gunn announced the title and release date for the next installment in the Superman saga earlier today. According to the site Nexus Point News, Gunn is set to write. The filmmaker recently confirmed that he had already completed a treatment and direct Man of Tomorrow, and will produce alongside DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran, David Gordon Sweat and Nicholas Hoult reprise their respective roles as Clark Kent Superman and Lex Luthor and are said to be co-leads of the movie. Although the film will continue the rivalry and feature Lex as an antagonist, rumors suggest that they will join forces. The Superman follow-up, Gunn is still adamant that it's not a direct sequel, will hit theaters on July 9th. We talked about that already. Here's a few things that could get a little bit spoilery, though the site stresses that this is very much just a rumor. NPN's sources believe a number of other DCU characters will appear, including Supergirl, Millie Alcock, Lobo, Jason Momoa, and Peacemaker John Cena. Isabella Marcet appeared to confirm her return as Hawkgirl shortly after the news broke. If this is accurate, it could confirm that Man of Tomorrow will be more of a team movie with the Man of Steel assembling a group or a league, if you will, to face off a powerful new threat. Brainiac or the Authority have been speculated. What do you think of the rumors dropped below? Yep, and then that's just more stuff. So, again, looking at it, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we said that Brainiac seems to be the way to go. And we kind of, I mean, we tipped our hat a little bit. We mentioned with Supergirl coming up, it would make sense that most likely characters from that will also be involved. So Supergirl and Lobo makes a lot of sense. I am very interested to see Lobo and Superman with each other, just because that rivalry is always very funny to me as far as that goes. But what do you think? Like, I forgot that the Authority was a thing they were potentially going to do an Authority movie and then gear up Superman versus the Authority. I guess back to the bad guy side of things, what do you think is a stronger play here, to do that or to go Brainiac?
I mean, personally, for me, it's Brainiac. The Authority makes sense because we do have the establishment of the Engineer in the previous film and bringing in a whole team around that. But I feel like the Authority would have worked really great as your first Superman film as a whole, of doing this kind of dichotomy of, hey, remember how this was a dark, gritty comic book universe? Let me show you some of those anti-hero type characters coming up against Big Blue with all of his optimism. So I think here it's more of a, let's take some of our established players and kick them off with a major big bag that they all can have a big issue with, that they could go to toe with, not only physically, but intellectually. So Brainiac makes a little bit more sense for me. And man, that Lobo bit in here, yes, I want to see him with Superman, but I want him and Guy to be best friends because I love their dynamic in comics. I love it. After Guy gets that frontal lobe injury, he and Lobo have such a fun, like, friendship rivalry. I love it.
No, I think that would be dope. I especially liked, here, let me pull this back up, them using this, James using this as the tease. So not only do we finally get to see, Lex in his suit, like, because that's I thought for a minute when I was watching the final trailer that came out, I thought that when he punched the tooth out, I thought that was Lex, and I thought that was Lex in a suit, and I was like, oh, we're getting the suit already? I was like, that's sick. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, no, I think it'll be an interesting team up to kind of do, because, like, obviously he sort of worked with the Justice Gang. They're actually good, but obviously a little full of themselves, a little corporate-y. This is now actually a team of assholes. This feels like you're doing Guardians of the Galaxy with essentially Superman leading the team, which I think goes even further into the zeitgeist of what Gunn is able to do. I think it'll be very interesting to see him have to interact with this many assholes.
Absolutely, and find ways to make it work in an organic kind of way, not just, hey, we're going to shoehorn all our characters together, because I think too that's part of what's happening is, hey, let's learn from some of those Marvel mistakes or DC mistakes where we need to have all of our players who are going to be on the big screen keep coming back on the big screen, keep working together, keep them in a way omnipresent so we don't forget, oh yeah, Hot Girl is in this, oh yeah, these people all do know each other, and that way no matter what you're watching, we know who all of our friends are.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So with that, y'all, let me know what you think. Are you on board with this kind of crazy group of people, man? Putting Lex and Superman and Supergirl and Lobo and Peacemaker and Hawkgirl all on the team to take on Brainiac or the Authority? Let me know if you're kind of in for that, or if you think maybe it should go a different direction. And while we do that, man, obviously, the way that we're able to keep this going is from our wonderful sponsors. Well, we got two awesome ones for you today. Check this out.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. So you and I make decisions every day, but Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. That's what we want. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. Go to Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. So, football coming up. For me, I know sometimes I should wait with the Giants, but I'm always looking for that magic, and they're gonna bring it this year. So for me, that's what I'm always looking at. I'm always looking at the Giants and looking for things that can happen. And for me, I have been very beneficial with certain things when it comes to Prize Picks. It's pretty fun. It's simple, to be honest with you. And you can highlight some of your favorite players, and it's pretty great. So you can do something, whether it's, hey, so-and-so is going to have more or less than one rushing touchdowns. There's going to be more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns. So, and you can pick the player and you can go that way. It's pretty amazing. So Prize Picks, it's simple to play. You just pick more or less on, 2 to 6 players, stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the app today and use that code Christian to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code Christian to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. What's crazy is that it's fall already. It's coming. And I got 2 kids. The back-to-school rush, it's already here. We're getting the early morning drop-offs, the after-school activities, the soccer games, and the last-minute supply runs. Don't forget about the extra trips for groceries, gas. The days get busier, and it all adds up. It adds up fast. Get that free Upside app. There's an easy way to earn real cash back every time you fill up your tank, grab a bite to eat, stop on essentials. Whether you're driving across town for the soccer games or picking up snacks for the school lunchbox, Upside helps you keep more in your pocket. In fact, Top Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. $1 billion. The free Upside app, it gets you cash back on daily essentials, whether it's gas, groceries, and dining. And yes, if you're asking, it's real cash back. There's no confusing rewards, points, credits, just money. And you can transfer it straight to your bank account. Next, claim an offer for what you're buying on Upside. Then pay, as usual, with a credit or debit card. Follow the steps in the app, get paid. So I'm using this. I heard about it, especially everything I mentioned with the soccer games, the back to school rush, all that, that's me. And since I learned about this thing, it has been so beneficial. It fits in so easy to my wife's schedule, to my schedule. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. Find out how much you can earn. You got to download the free Upside app. You got to use that promo code Christian. You get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. An extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using that promo code Christian. I love hearing about stuff like this. I'm so happy that I have discovered Upside, and you will be too.
All right. Thank you so much to Adblock and Upside. Appreciate both of y'all for supporting the channel. All right, hold on, Chris. I want to try something super fast. This, and then I want to do this, and then what I was trying to do was see if I could put you front and center, but then have me in the background so we could hear each other in our solo shots, but it didn't work. So that's okay. Don't worry about it. But yes, thank you so much to our sponsors. We are going to, first of all, I got Christian right before he went in. I guess he saw the very beginning of the show. It's Steph. It is Steph who we're going up against here. So
okay,
this is going to be a brawl to the end, man. So we will see what ends up happening. But all that being said, let's get into our next story. We got more Superman news. There's apparently another another character that looks like might be showing up in this Superman sequel. So, well, man, I am just on one today. Good Lord. Here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. So the Man of Tomorrow, Aaron Pierre, shares a very interesting response to the sequel news, as Mark Cassidy reporting. As mentioned again, James Gunn, Man of Tomorrow, July 9th, la-di-la-di-la, Corn, Sweat, and Holt, etc., etc. There's already speculation that Brainiac, blah, blah, blah. Well, Gunn had previously said that the movie would feature a group of characters we've already met, and this might just include a certain ring-slinging hero who is set to make his DCU debut on the small screen next year. Hawkgirl actress Isabella Merced all but confirmed her return by sharing the news to Instagram with the "See you soon," to which the Lantern star Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, replied, "Yes, indeed." You may also notice that the Flash TV series star Grant Gustin weighed in. Hardly confirmation that Jon Stewart will appear, but Pierre's comment did seem more like a direct response to Merced's post than the news itself. Update, it looks like Pierre actually let this comment on Gunn's original post, not Merced's. Okay, so, hey, look, man, I've said this multiple times that I am in, oh, there we go, that I am the most excited of all the projects for Lanterns. And I think that Aaron Pierre was a fantastic choice for Jon Stewart. I think he looks exactly like the Justice League Unlimited version of Jon Stewart. What is happening? Can you hear that right now, or is that just me? Okay, sorry.
I got nothing.
Comic book movie loves to play these ads out of nowhere, and all of a sudden I just hear, "Are you tired of being tired?" And I'm like, bro, first of all, get out of my head. Second of all, why is it so loud?
Damn, that algorithm is really feeding to you specifically.
It like disturbingly so. I feel violated, bro. They literally were like, now I'm starting to worry. Do you watch Black Mirror?
Oh yeah.
The season premiere, or the first episode of this season, with Tracy Ellis Ross as the saleswoman and with the chip in her brain.
Oh yeah. And Rashida Jones getting all those great commercials.
Yeah,
just
I literally thought that's what was happening right now. I was like, because it didn't even show the video. It just added in a little. Anyways, so that being said, the one thing that I've always found interesting, just because we're talking lanterns for a minute, obviously Aaron Pierre is going to, it sounds like, be the main lantern. Does that mean, do you think then, it sounds like Guy will possibly also be involved, but do you think that mean that we're going to be, maybe we're not seeing Hal going forward after the first season of Lanterns? What do you think?
I do think we're going to put that focus on Jon Stewart. And obviously it's a Lantern Corps. We have multiple lanterns existing all at once. I feel like we're going to have some people pop in and out though, and Nathan Fillion stuff that he's done has been so good and so funny. And I love him. But I feel like he doesn't make much sense for the world of the Lanterns show that we're getting, that kind of idea of the true detective kind of thing. He can pop up, be a bit of a jerk, get out, but he doesn't quite fit that tone. Whereas, Kyle Chandler coming in here and being an older Lantern, showing the ropes, all that kind of stuff, I feel like that's going to be our mentor, who will probably lose, which will be very heartbreaking because I love Kyle Chandler so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that focus on Jon Stewart is where it's going to be. And then we also open up the world to, hey, we can then bring in Kilowog or all these other Lanterns or all these other people, or maybe our other guys go off planet and they go hang out in other universes. But I feel like Jon Stewart's our guy.
No, I agree. I think that Jon will be the focus, similar again to because based off of kind of how you've set a lot of stuff up, you've made it pretty clear that you are doing your own version, I know I keep bringing it up, of Justice League Unlimited brought to real life. The casting choices and like the look of people, the tone of things and whatnot, you're really kind of lending yourself to that. So I agree with that 1,000%. I'm curious if it's going to be a situation where, like you said, is Hal just assigned somewhere on the other side of the universe, and that, maybe he was here to kind of train up Jon and then he's gone. Or does he go full like Parallax and now we're dealing with him going evil? Or is he just dead? Like we really don't know one way or the other. But I do think it would be interesting. I think the best choice for me is you kill Hal. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think you do that because then your first major event for the DC universe might be the Blackest Night. And so then you have a situation where you ended up, the major event, I'm not even talking like an Avengers movie, but I'm talking like Infinity War Endgame, is having to deal with the people that maybe have been lost along the way here, that are being revived by these Black Lantern rings and whatnot. I think that maybe that's where this is ultimately going to go in the long run. No. And let me clarify. Someone's like, it's way too early. I'm not saying right now. I'm saying when you get to your Infinity War Endgame part of this, way down the line. So, because remember, that was what, 10 years, something like that before we got to that. That's what I'm saying as far as the end of whatever this initial, because that was called what, the Infinity Saga for the first 3 phases of MCU. That's maybe what we get to the end of this. I don't know what you call it directly, but that is what the ending looks like. I think that would be a good setup, especially if he set him up now and he taught him and then he died in the process, and maybe John is beating himself up about it, but he's learning to be his own guy, and then he's got to re-deal with this down the line. I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah, I love that. Because the idea of, I saw some people in the chat too went, oh, go full parallax. And I'd love that for Chandler, but I don't know if I love that for the overall DC universe at this point. And I think playing around with the idea of those Black Lantern rings too brings up such a great commentary on comics themselves and comic book movies of the idea of no one's perma-dead. But there actually being consequences. There actually being a right and wrong to reviving. And I think that's something really cool to explore, like you said, further out down the road.
No, absolutely. And I think it'd be good. I know some people I see in the comments are saying, but Darkseid feels like where their end game is. The only reason I push back on that, and not because I don't love Darkseid, and they're obviously different, but there's a lot of similarities where Thanos and Darkseid are compared. There's a lot of what they do, the people they keep around them, and how they're going about things that are very similar. I could see wanting to shy away from that now and look to Darkseid later, so it doesn't look like you almost did a 1-for-1 of, oh yeah, the first major threat they dealt with was the pseudo god dude that's just out here like, I want to kill everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to give it a slightly different direction. But hey, that's just my thoughts. We're curious about your thoughts. Are you excited about the idea of Aaron Pierre joining in on this new Superman movie? What do you think about the idea of what the final element of this initial saga of the DCU might potentially be? Are we maybe moving towards a Blackest Night, or do you genuinely think it'll be a Darkseid? Let us know what you think in the comments, man. Get in the mix. Let us know. Yes, I know that Darkseid is a god. He's a new god. I get all of that, but I'm saying in the same way that technically so sort of is Thanos as far as being what, because he's if I remember, he's what, like a deviant / eternal, like kind of hybrid, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Yeah. He's essentially considered amongst that same echelon.
I always forget, but I know he's of the same kind of ilk, and then same thing. They're kind of regarded as gods, sort of, but but I don't know. I think they stay away personally from Darkseid for the time being. But that's just,
I want just little breadcrumbs for a long time. I want to just go, wait, is that Godfrey like Godfrey? Wait, is that Granny like that's Granny?
Right.
Like, I want those little things for years.
Yes, just mess with me. Literally, just mess with me for a long time. Because part of my thing too is I want them to have a plan, but I stand by. Stop teasing things that ultimately then don't always happen, because life happens, because strikes happen and pandemics happen, or people get fired or people get hired, like any number of reasons that we don't get everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, let's move away from Superman for a little bit. We're going to pop actually over to Sony. And this is actually kind of an interesting story here, where they have finally decided, yeah, you can't make any more bad movies. The Sony CEO acknowledges that the bar has been raised for Marvel adaptation. This is Josh Wilding reporting. Despite agreeing to share Spider-Man with Marvel Studios after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 served as an abrupt end to that franchise, Sony Pictures decided to forge ahead with its own slate of Marvel movies. It's hard to blame the studio, as the genre has become a guaranteed moneymaker. That was apparent from Venom grossing $856 million in 2018, despite largely negative reviews. However, with Avid Arad, I think I said that right, calling the shots, Sony hasn't exactly delivered quality comic book adaptations. Venom Let There Be Carnage and Venom The Last Dance were middling efforts in the eyes of many critics and fans, but the likes of Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven the Hunter were outright disasters. Oddly, the animated Spider-Verse movies rank among the best superhero movies ever. Sony, along with Warner Brothers DCEU titles and Marvel Studios' flood of MCU content, has contributed to the superhero fatigue issue plaguing Hollywood. Now, Sony Pictures CEO Ravi Ahuja, I really hope I said that right, I don't feel like I did, has acknowledged that the bar has been raised when it comes to delivering a successful Marvel blockbuster. There was a period of time where anything superhero was almost guaranteed to do well. I think the bar for superhero movies, it was relatively low. In the mid-2010s, pretty much all of them would do incredible business. But now even superhero movies have to have a degree of originality. They have to add something different. They have to have an emotional connection. They have to be cultural events that can be marketed that way. As he expressed optimism that Spider-Man Brand New Day will do well for Sony. Still, he's always aware that you can't make a bad movie, suggesting the studio has learned its lesson from the diminishing returns of its previous Marvel output. The fact is, Sony has access to a spectacular roster of characters, and if they're handled well, imagine a movie led by Spider-Man's clone Ben Reilly, we couldn't be in store for some amazing results. Addressing Hollywood's overall struggles, Ahuja later said, it's a bit of marketing, but it's making it an event that people want to go out to theaters and watch together as well. It's always been the case. I think it's just even tougher than it used to be. Sony has put its Marvel movies on hold after Craven flopped, though Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is on the way, as is a Spider Noir TV series. Will the studio finally start taking advantage of its Spider-themed heroes? That's the hope, though whether Sony can be trusted not to tarnish the Spider brand is hard to say. If one thing should be clear to Ahuja, it's that Arad needs to go. Okay, I got a lot of feelings about these quotes. It's actually feels like someone going, yeah, man, like a brand new boss coming in and being like, hey, y'all, as a company, we need to make money. Money is important. Water is wet. People need 8 hours of sleep, and you should eat at least twice a day, if not 3. Bro, what do you mean that they should have a degree of originality and that they should have an emotional connection? You mean a movie? Like I'm genuinely kind of upset by these comments because it feels like you were trying to tell us something that we just never thought of, like that, and clearly you were making your movies with nothing but just it got Spider-Man and it'll do just fine. If that's genuinely what we thought you were doing, but you're admitting to doing that, it feels like a slap in the face. I don't know how you feel about it, Kris.
One, I love that it's Spider-Man, it's fine sounded just like Willem Dafoe. Now my headcanon is going to be that Green Goblin. He's in the boardroom. He's doing this stuff. It does feel like, wow, you had so little respect for your audience, because listening to all of that, everything, it just feels like you should take a long sip of tea and stare back at him like, yep. Yeah, no, that's what we've all said. And I don't say that to mean it's so easy to make a movie. It's so hard to make a movie. It's really hard to make a good movie. But this idea that you could just sail through by having certain IP is a complete joke. You obviously have to have a story that has heart, that has good characters, that has worthwhile things for your audience to gravitate to. Sure, there's some things every now and then, like the Minecraft movie, where it's just we're so hyped about chicken jockey that fine, this will make all the money.
Right.
But to say we really have to up our game because apparently some of these other Marvel movies or DC movies start having feelings and thoughts is bananagrams.
And what that feels like to me more than anything is you 1,000% missed the point of why things were successful in the first place. Like when you look at the original Iron Man movie, yes, oh man, he came through and he dodged a tank bullet and he shot a missile into a tank and it blew. Oh, that was crazy. Oh my God. It was the connection to Tony of being an asshole, being kidnapped, realizing that he should maybe be a better human, and the growth that happened with him on top of him doing cool shit. Like if you took that same premise to mobster movies, we don't love The Godfather and Goodfellas and all that just because it's like, hey, you know, and we're doing crime, mafia. It's, you know, I know it was you. I know it was you. For like, you broke my heart. It's that moment of like, oh, bro, That is why genre is nothing more than putting your clothes on. I still want to know who's wearing the clothes. And that to me is just disheartening to think that the people at the top are still that disconnected to not understand the audience that they're trying to serve.
Well, and especially when they have one of the best, most well-received superhero movies with the Spider-Verse films, with the concept of anyone could wear the mask. You could wear the mask. The mask isn't what matters. It's who's underneath it is what matters, and how they choose to show up in this world. You have a whole trilogy happening about that. And now this memo goes out? Are you watching your own movies? What's happening?
That's the thing that's crazy to me. Because, like, I'm thinking about their 3 kind of bomb of a movies in Madam Web, Craven, and Morbius. And that was the whole thing. I felt no connection to any of those characters whatsoever. Like, they didn't do any sort of job to make there be a connection to those characters. And again, why, even though it, like, you know, the whole argument about animated, it shouldn't matter one way or the other, but looking at the Spider-Verse films, it's because of the heart that is there. It's because we are so tied to Miles and his personal growth and his connection to these other Spider people and their own story. That's why people are gravitating towards it so hard. It's even why, though the Venom movies aren't great, having the connection between Venom and Eddie is still the best character development out of their live action adaptations on their own that we've seen.
Those are fun. They're fun movies.
They're fun.
I like them. Have a good time. A Venom horse, a symbiote horse. Let's go. I love it. I'm here for all of that nonsense. I think it's great. Oh,
yeah.
I will say I did get to look at some pages, and I don't know if they were dummy sides, but I did get to look at some pages from Spider Noir, because I had a student who's auditioning for it, and for just a tertiary role, nothing spoilery or anything. But it seemed rad. It seemed really, really cool, and so focused on that noir aspect, so focused on that type of storytelling. And so I do have hopes for that. I do hope them kind of peeling back and going, hey, let's focus. Let's do what Marvel's, on-screen, big screen movies are doing too. Let's focus on that quality, not the quantity. I really hope that one delivers, because that seems like it has so much potential, especially because I love that comic run. I think it's so cool. And I think this could be a really fun show.
I mean, look, I certainly hope it is. My introduction to Spider Noir was the Shattered Dimensions game, which cannot be found anywhere anymore. I'm so sad. Like, you just have to have a hard copy somewhere, because whatever the studio was destroyed, or like they folded, and their rights were bought out, and whoever bought those rights have just been like, nope, it's shut down permanently. We're not really. That game is so good, Kris.
That game's amazing.
So good.
I went to the Comic-Con presentation for that game. It was my first Comic-Con. I met
really?
Stanley. It was magical. I got to see him in a corner and run up to him and be like, I'm so excited about this game, but I love you. My guy, do you know about Game Dude here in the Valley?
Yeah, it's like yes. It's like a used game store place, and they have they refurbish systems and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they are the best. They probably have it. If you need it, if you need a hard copy.
Probably like a G though, because it's like we have 5 copies, and a new
That's true.
Like a PlayStation 2 is going to cost you a mint. But
that's fair.
If I can haggle them down, it might be worth it, man.
There you go.
But that being said, what do y'all think about the comments from the CEO about you can't make a bad movie? Are you as disappointed in those kind of words as we are? Or are you like, look, guys, you're being a little bit too ridiculous. It's not that serious. Let us know what you think in the comments as we go into our last story for now. This one was really interesting. Apparently, Darth Vader was about to appear in Guardians of the Galaxy, and almost no one knew it. This is Dark Bloop on a comic book movie. Imagine being in a movie theater in 2014, watching Star-Lord dancing, Rocket growling, and Groot saying, I am Groot, and suddenly hearing the most famous breath in cinematic history, Darth Vader's. Sounds like a fan delusion, but it isn't. According to Kevin Feige himself, the Dark Lord of Star Wars was very close to sneaking into the MCU. The impossible crossover that almost happened. The anecdote came up in an interview reported by Mashable years ago. In it, Feige explained that During the development of Guardians of the Galaxy, the possibility of including Darth Vader in a cameo was seriously considered. Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilms was recent, and the temptation of uniting two galactic universes under one corporate roof was too tempting to pass up. Vader in the MCU, Easter egg or full-blown cameo? With that confession, the big question remains. How exactly would Vader have appeared? A hologram found in the collector's collection, an Imperial helmet hidden among cosmic relics, or a direct cameo breathing included in front of the Guardians? Feige didn't provide any details, but the mere fact that it was even being considered opens the door to endless theories and fan art, because if there's one thing that unites Marvel and Star Wars, it's fans' passion for imagining impossible crossovers. Marvel and Star Wars, two galaxies under Disney. The idea wasn't so far-fetched, with Marvel and Lucasfilms already under the Disney umbrella. A crossover seemed like a matter of time, and although the two universes have remained separate until now, hints like this show that the temptation has always been there. Plus, Guardians of the Galaxy shares a lot with Star Wars: space adventures, impossible ships, cheeky humor, and characters who seem plucked from the Mos Eisley cantina. It's not hard to imagine Darth Vader crossing into the universe for a couple of seconds. What could have been and what may yet happen. In the end, Guardians of the Galaxy became a phenomenon in its own right without the need for Vader, but the multiverse has changed the rules of the game. If we've already seen 3 Spider-Men share the screen in No Way Home, and Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, why not dream of a Marvel Star Wars crossover somewhere in the future? We may never see Vader fight Rocket, but a hidden hint in an upcoming series or movie doesn't seem impossible. The value of an almost. Fascinating thing about these confessions is that they remind us of how fragile and exciting the creative process is at Marvel. Sometimes a simple almost is enough to spark the imagination, and in this case, the almost is huge. The galaxy's most iconic villain is one step away from appearing in one of the MCU's most beloved films. As Feige said, it would have been amazing, and even though it never happened, there's always the fantasy of how things would have changed if Darth Vader had been shared on screen, even for a moment, with Star-Lord, Groot, and company. The question is inevitable. Would you have liked to see Darth Vader in Guardians, or is it better for Marvel to leave this to fans' imagination? Tell us in the comics. In the comments, the blah blah blah, their comments. We can talk about it ourselves. Okay, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna say this. I don't necessarily think I would have wanted to see that, but what I would have been okay with is if when Loki was dimension hopping, or when Deadpool was dimension hopping, or in Multiverse of Madness when you have them falling through all those dimensions because America couldn't control it. I would have been fine with some little Easter egg there, but I don't think that there was anything going on in Guardians to warrant that happening. And I think it would have just been messy, personally. That's just my take. It's nothing more than a tip to the hat because you happen to be dimension hopping, but I don't necessarily like this idea of just bringing them all together. That feels more like a cash grab than something that makes you go, oh my God. What do you think, Kris?
I mean, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but I absolutely hate this. I would have hated it. I would hate it so much. And I know I usually love everything, but I hate this. So if it had been like an Easter egg of something of Vader's or something in the collector's establishment, I would have loved that and been like, oh, look at that. I would have thought something like that is really cool. But George Lucas set Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away with events a long, long time ago because he didn't want it to be a whole thing where this is Earth's future somehow. Those humans in Star Wars are native to their own galaxies. There is no Terra. That does not exist. And so that would make my brain malfunction in a way that I don't like. It would make me a little sick to my stomach. So I'd have to do too much math and try to figure things out, and I wouldn't like it.
No,
but I love that idea, though, of just kind of switching around like that. Because in Multiverse of Madness, I kept waiting. I thought our first trill was going to be seeing the cartoon X-Men world. I would have loved to see Star Wars happen in there. But if you know, Peter Quill walked up to Vader and was like, dance off, bro, I think I would have just thrown my popcorn.
That feels like, honestly, and I'm glad it didn't go beyond that. That feels like what this new Sony CEO said. It feels like something that guy would say. They'd be like, hey, man, you know what makes $1 billion? At the MCU. You know what also makes $1 billion? Darth Vader and Star Wars. What if we just mash them together? Just like That's fine if you want to play a Super Smash Brothers type game. What was it? The Disney Infinite happened, so you could do stuff like that. That's fine for something like that. If you had a Groot and a Vader toy in the new Toy Story film and they want to interact, I'm cool with that too, because they're toys, so it makes sense that they would be some. But
yeah, you can Kingdom Hearts it. I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. If you want to make a Kingdom Hearts movie, and that's how they meet it, also fine. But there's nothing that speaks to either of these worlds to just mash up like that. And truthfully, it would need to be nothing more than an Easter egg. And I will tell you this, if they do it now, we're already talking about the state of Marvel and the MCU and the state of Star Wars. I can't see anything that screams more, we're in trouble, we need a gimmick, than to be like, let's just make this happen. You know what I mean?
I don't want my movies to feel like a Fortnite patch. I want it to be a good movie where characters show up because it makes sense for them to show up.
Absolutely. It would need to make sense. And there's nothing about it that currently makes sense. Now, I'm trying to remember, Marvel is the one that produces the Star Wars comics at this state, right?
I believe so, yeah. I can double check that too.
I believe it is, but that still, to me, is not the move. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I still think leave them alone. Don't do that. I don't think that really works. But yeah, that I see a lot of people being like, bro, this ain't Fortnite. I'm like, that's a great comment, because I agree, this is not Fortnite, and I don't know, man. Like I'm not trying to like yuck anybody's yum, but that just doesn't feel like the move.
Again, if it can't happen organically, if it just feels like the moment where we're all supposed to go, oh hey, then why? Why? He doesn't belong there. Let him do other things. Vader's very busy being a dead Force ghost.
Thank you. Thank you. Let him be dead. I didn't mean to cut you off, Kris. What were you about to say?
Oh no, I just said
yeah. Well, tell us what you think. Would you want Vader? Are we just being, assholes, or do you agree that we really should keep Marvel and Star Wars separate? And that just seems like a cash grab type move. Let us know what you think in the comments. Keep sending in those super chats. We are rolling along. We're sitting at about 20. We still got plenty of time here, so we're going to get to those in just a moment. But for now, we got one more incredible sponsor for you to enjoy. That's Trade Coffee, baby.
I don't know if I can rave about Trade any more than I do, but man, let me try, because I love it. Summer's over now. Oh, it's getting to be over. And so I'm just locked into this morning routine, and I love Trade Coffee. I really do look forward to wake up in the morning and go, Trade Coffee, here we go. They recommend beans that I love. They know me well enough now, and they ensure that they're roasted to order. They ship them fresh to my door. I've gotten so many great coffees. I would have definitely never found these at the grocery store. There's no way. And every cup is really perfect. I just love it. It's so damn satisfying. Trade Coffee is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S. for both hot and cold coffee drinkers. They've sourced the best beans from over 50 top roasters across the U.S. They even have easy-to-use curated gear so you can brew at home with better flavor and value than any cafe or bottled cold brew. I'm telling you, it's like my morning routine. I have Trade. I don't. If you know my show, you know how much I love Trade. It's just the best. The bags that they send are great. I have I'm able to I grind the beans. I love them, and I've never gone back. Right now, Trade is offering 50% off a 1-month trial, but you got to go to drinktrade.com/Christian. That's drinktrade.com/Christian. Get 50% off 1 month. Drinktrade.com/Christian. Go there. Tell them that we sent you. Love Trade Coffee. I love Trade Coffee.
Thank you so much to Trade Coffee. He's not wrong. It is so high quality. Did you ever get a chance before Christian moved? I know you were in the studio. Did you ever get a chance to try Trade Coffee, or have you done it yourself on your own at all?
I haven't yet. I have not. I didn't have any coffee from Christian. And then, selfishly, he moved.
Seriously,
Rude.
How dare he take his family to try and live a better life? Ass. I tell him that every time I talk to him. I'm like, so you're just going to abandon me? That's what it is?
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Like just
That's how it feels. But no, I haven't gotten to try it, and I need to buy some coffee right now. So I think I'm going to do that because I was just doing that. I have malfunctioned so many times on this stream, and I am 2 days out from no coffee. So I think that's why.
That's my own thing. I personally need to just figure out a system here because it's funny. Like I was saying, my lady is in Costa Rica right now with her best friend. They've just been having a good time. She met a sloth. That's all she wanted to do, and she has been so excited about that. They apparently at lunch yesterday, surrounded by dogs while they were eating, and she's a huge her dream is to own a farm with 12 dogs. So she was having the time of her life. I say all that to say, with her being gone, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna get so much done. I'm gonna get so much sleep. Like all this. Work, nothing but work this entire I am exhausted.
Oh yeah, that's how it always happens. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch all the shows that I just want to watch, all my trash. No, that's when you're the most busy.
Literally the most. This was not any sort of like what. So it is what it is, man. I got one more story for us before we get to the questions. I saw this, and it's not so much a story as just Comic Book Movie did an interesting little thing here. They're ranking the far too early rankings of the 2027 Marvel and DC movies from least to most anticipated. So obviously the big four that are coming out that year are Secret Wars, Batman Part 2, Man of Tomorrow, and Spider-Verse. Here is their ranking, and then I would love to get Chris's thoughts on this, and I'll give mine too. They say the least anticipated, number 4, not that people don't want it, is Man of Tomorrow, dropping on July 9th currently. Then Beyond the Spider-Verse on June 25th. This obviously is long delayed, but it's the final installment of the Spider-Verse trilogy, and kind of figuring out what Miles is going to do, now that he's run into his Prowler counterpart and all that kind of stuff, and how that all is going to play out. Then we've got Secret Wars dropping December 17th, obviously the follow-up to Doomsday and all that could entail with all the characters coming through. And then the number 1 and most anticipated by them is saying the Batman Part 2 dropping on October 1st. They still haven't figured out what they're doing with Brave and the Bold, but obviously we're coming back to this, and there's been talks of everything from Hush to Freeze to Joker. Where is this going to ultimately go? So talking to you, Kris, those are the 4 movies, and the dates are coming out. What would you rank from least anticipated to most anticipated?
Ooh, I would almost invert that list.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because I love the Spider-Verse movies. I love them so much.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated. It was when I learned that my friends watch none of the stuff I do, because we went and saw the second movie, and they all went, "That's it?" It's like, I've been talking for 6 months about how this is the second movie in a trilogy. What's happening? None of you watch this. But I'm most excited about that. And then I probably would go Man of Tomorrow, The Secret Wars, Batman Part 2. And that's not to say I don't like the Batman. I thought that movie was phenomenal. And I am really excited to see what they do. I would love Hush. I think Freeze would be really interesting. But going back to animated series, that's because I love that straight to video Frozen Heart one. I think that's so good.
Oh, Sub-Zero.
So wonderful. Sub-Zero, yes. It's so good. I love that one so much. But those also are kind of these standalone in the universe kind of things, and the other movies on this list are helping me broaden out a whole other universe,
right?
And so that's why I would just kind of reorder it like that. What about you?
Yeah, I would say probably my least anticipated would be Man of Tomorrow, not because I don't like what was being done there. I am already more emotionally tied to the other 3 films is all. So we're continuing to build out the DCU. Also, I've made this pretty clear. I am not the biggest Superman fan. I'm not, and I know I'm wearing a t-shirt with a Superman t-shirt right now. I did that on purpose because we were talking a lot of Superman stuff. Not that I don't love it, and what was done. He's just never been my favorite superhero, and I've grown to like him more as time goes on. I think from there, it's probably Secret Wars at number 3, and my reasoning for that is just from the standpoint of, even though I'm excited of what Doomsday and Secret Wars can bring, I still have just enough of a bad taste in my mouth that until I see what Doomsday is, it's harder for me to immediately get anticipated for Secret Wars. Now, if we hadn't been on this journey that we've just been on, where it's been a roller coaster ride of good and bad, then I think it would probably take number 1. but because then I'm getting the feels of Infinity War and Endgame again. But until we kind of see what this next two-parter is going to be, I can stem that just a little bit. Number 2 for me is the Batman Part 2. Again, like you said, incredible movie. And then number 1 is 1000% Spider-Verse. Both of those first 2 movies are flawless. They had so much anticipation. We should have had it already. It 1000% is Spider-Man is my number 1 on that one. And the cliffhanger that we were left on is really why, more than anything. There wasn't really a cliffhanger to any of these other 3 movies kind of leading into it quite yet, So Spidey is definitely my number 1. But with that, everybody, let us know how would you rank it? Send in those super chats and let us know. We will read your list out loud. And if you have any other questions for me and Kris, we can do that as well. So, Kris, right now, again, we've got plenty of time. Now we go until we run out of the super chats. We obviously have until 11, but if we get through all of them, then we'll end it. But right now we're sitting at 20. So it is still doable. That gives us a full hour to get to 82 to tie, 83 to win. So if you have questions for me, if you have questions for Kris, any of the stuff that we talked about, throw them in right now, because now we are moving on to these questions. So let's go start at the beginning here. Thank you so much to Stuart Pike for becoming a new YouTube member, as well as Dan's Oddity. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member, y'all. I'm terrible with names. Y'all made that hard on me for absolutely no reason, but thank you so much. Shout out to Corn Emperor coming in saying Swaggy Blur to the rescue, #Blazing Saddles. Okay, so I don't know if you knew this, Kris. I had never seen Blazing Saddles before. I am a huge Mel Brooks fan, but I had never seen it, and I just did a watch along on my channel 2 weekends ago. This past weekend. So I'm editing it out so people can just see the reaction as a whole. But God, I love Mel Brooks so much. I love him so much.
Oh, his stuff is so funny. Christian and I were talking about the whole watch through list that we all got going too. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, Winston's gonna have so much fun. You have so much good comedy. I'm so pumped for you.
It's embarrassing sometimes to know the amount of like major movies that I haven't seen, but a lot of that I've told this to people before. I am the one that got into movies and TV and all that stuff. My parents just weren't about that at all. And so they would show me, like, I'm very versed in a lot of like black film, but even some of that I had to do myself because same thing, they just weren't movie people like that. And then as a kid, most kids have a tendency to, they have their franchise, they have their whatever, and then they rewatch the same movie a million times. So I've seen the Ninja Turtles live act, the first 3 movies, probably 1,000 times each. It feels like an exaggeration, but in all honesty, I'd be playing with my Legos and it would just be on. I would just put it on to have something in the background. So, the stuff that I watch, so there's a lot of older stuff. Like I've never seen Braveheart. So we're going to do that at one point. I've never seen Jaws. That's the first one that we're doing, is Jaws. And then we'll see about the horror stuff. I probably could get through the Nightmares and the Halloweens because they're not going to be as like scary. He was talking about me maybe doing Conjuring. I was like, bro, you will need to pay me a lot more money to do that based off what people have been saying.
No. I've seen, because I am a huge wimp. I am scared of everything. I don't like eye stuff. If people like take their contacts out, I throw up.
It's that bad.
I'm such a baby. I had to go to a CPR class as a kid where they showed you what to do if a pencil got in a kid's eye. And ever since, I've just been like, nope, hard no, all of this. But that first Halloween, I got through and I giggled. So you totally could do that. I put on my list too. I haven't seen the Megan movies or the Abigail movie.
I haven't seen the second Megan, but the first one is great. It's
awesome.
Ridiculous. So as long as you go with the premise of understanding it's this weird kind of android robot that with an AI chip that just goes rogue, like it's great. It feels like it turned Ex Machina instead of like a psychological thriller into just like a campy horror. That's literally what it feels like. So
perfect.
Yeah. Go Pal coming in. Congrats, Wilson. Welcome, Kris, to the Friday show. Glad to have you here, Kris. Absolutely. And then Corn Emperor comes back. Kris Carr saves barrels of Yorkies at Yorkie-thon. What is this?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for watching Yorkie-thon. So Yorkie-thon is a really cool fundraiser that goes on every year. Bloody Disgusting does it, and it is this fundraiser where you try to just help all these lovely, lovely pups over at Yorkie Rescue. All the money goes completely to the rescue, not to like people who like are volunteering or doing any of that. It goes to the dogs. Wow. It goes to making sure that they're having that happen. Not to any of us. And what's so weird about it, as somebody who does not like horror, it's the horror movie community coming together. And I usually am part of it, reading the scripts. And they're all so nice. They're the nicest actors in the world. And I'm just like, I can't watch any of your movies. They scare me too much.
Yeah.
They all plug their stuff. And I'm like, I'm in a 1-800-Flowers commercial right now. Dude, we both have cool things.
I'm laughing at the fact that like I did my first feature this year. I still don't have a dig it. I need to call the producer and see what's going on with that. But it's a horror movie, so like that's the which is its own level of just like, but of course, yes, I'll do it. And it's funny. I was telling a story about how one of the scenes, I'm only really like scared or attacked like once. I'm more kind of like the Lil Rel from Get Out, like kind of comic relief element. The one time I'm supposed to be scared, there's like, I'm looking into a dark room and I can't see anything that's in there. And the monster that's there pops up into like the little peephole of it. And I was supposed to just be scared. I told the actor, I was like, look, bro, I get scared very easily. Do you want to just go in there and do it? He goes, yeah, because he was going to take a break. I was supposed to just mime the whole thing, but I was like, dude, he's like, yeah, I do. So he got in there and they would call action. And I was like, just on your go, actually just pop out at me. I flew back so hard in the first take. I put a dent in the set wall. I almost busted through the entire fucking framing of the wall, Kris. It was so bad. So I can only imagine the look on my face in those takes because he genuinely scared the shit out of me.
That's going to be magical.
Yeah,
I just need to see that clip. I need to see that part.
It's also like, I'm just thinking about it, I'm like, bro, that's like 260 moving at probably the speed of adrenaline through a wall. Like it looked like when we were done, it looked like a Looney Tunes like cut out of like my ass, just like straight through the thing. It was so bad, man. Oh my God.
That is wonderful. Oh, that makes me so happy. I can't wait to see that.
I need to see that too. I'm very excited about that. Shout out to Corn Emperor support for this amazing duo, the Filthy Swag. Appreciate it. That's actually hilarious. That's great. That might be our nickname, is the Filthy Swag.
Let's go.
Gofeld comes back in. When he dropped Legacy off Superman, Gunn said he specifically hated the hero subtitle naming convention. So I wonder about the title. Yeah. I get that. I think what he did with Guardians and just calling it Volume 2 and Volume 3, I don't hate that or anything like that. But I agree with you. I mean, what do you think?
I think it makes a little more sense to just have that nice succinct name, because we've just also seen that it confuses audiences when we give them more and more title.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Seattle KO. Excited for Angela and Daredevil and Marvel Rivals. I am. I haven't played Rivals in a long time. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks because I've just been too busy. So I only played with Blade for like a week or two, and then I was like off it. So I'm very excited to come back. Angela's a great character. I didn't realize the other one was Daredevil this season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm super pumped. My husband does. I sometimes will play for a little bit. I get frustrated real easily gaming, so I play cozy games or I play Pizza Possum. Otherwise, I am like a control thrower. I'm a monster, and so I'm not fun to play with.
I both don't and fully believe this at the same time. Like it's one of those things. You're so nice where it's like I don't even see that rage coming out, but then I know people that are exactly like that.
That's why I'm so happy all the time. The rage is only from the game. That's why I have to just play things like Pizza Possum, where I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna have like high anxiety for 2 minutes. Great, love this, perfect.
Oh my
But
God.
man, I love that Marvel Rivals game though. I will play as Jeff the Shark because that's my little guy. I love him.
Jeff is fun.
Yeah.
Just,
That's who I want to be in Marvel. I want to do performance capture for Jeff the Shark.
I love that for you. I'm from your lips to well, I guess it would be Feige's ears. I was going to say
Feige's ears, yeah.
Hopefully not the dude over at Sony, because he don't care. He's just gonna throw everything in a pot and see what happens, man.
Put her in a shark onesie. Let's do it. It'll be fun.
Andrew Brown, with the Spielberg Call of Duty story, he should direct a Metal Gear Solid movie. Wait, is Spielberg doing Call of Duty?
What? Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna find this.
I knew that Call of Duty was happening, but did Spielberg say he was gonna? There's no way. Did I miss
that? Feels
something?
Weird.
I'm gonna let you look that up.
Yeah.
I still want David Hayter to, because he himself, was the original voice of Solid Snake.
Yeah,
is a writer himself because he wrote on the original X-Men movies, if I remember correctly. So I would love for him to get in the mix if they are going to do a Metal Gear Solid movie. That would be cool.
Yeah. What I'm seeing is that Spielberg turned down a pitch, or Activision's Call of Duty adaptation turned down a pitch from award-winning filmmaker Steven Spielberg to direct, according to a new report.
Oh, wow.
This is the Independent, Forbes. Okay, Forbes. Steven Spielberg wanted the Call of Duty movie, but Activision bailed. Okay.
What?
That seems crazy.
How do you turn down Spielberg? You're talking about like the Mount Rushmore of directors / writer. What? How do you turn down Spielberg, especially when people are already looking at Call of Duty and being like, "Really, you gonna make a movie out of this? Like what?"
Yeah,
that's nuts to me. But
that's very weird. But also, stop making Call of Duty pitches, Steven, and go make me Tintin 2.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna pull the story real quick. We'll read it really quickly. We got time. So here we go. Yeah, Spielberg turned down by Call of Duty. This is from the Independent. Catherine Van. Activision's Call of Duty adaptation turned down a pitch from award-winning filmmaker Steven Spielberg to direct, according to a new report. Jurassic Park director was said to be interested in adapting the best-selling military video game franchise for the big screen until the game's publisher declined the offer. As reported by Puck, Spielberg and his production company, Amblin, pitched an idea to Activision on the condition that the Saving Private Ryan director would have complete control over the project. Due to Spielberg's insistence on control, however, the company was spooked by the offer. With Spielberg comes the famous Spielberg deal, which includes top-of-market economics, final cut, and full control over production and marketing, the outlet claimed. Had the deal been successful, the project would have been produced by Universal Studios. Instead, the film is being produced by Paramount. The Independent has contacted a representative of Spielberg for comment. Call of Duty franchise is one of the most popular video game franchises of all time. The games, which are mostly set within real-world military scenarios such as World War II, have sold over 500 million copies since the franchise's inception in 2003. Earlier this week, the new adaptation was announced, with producers alluding to a potential expansion into a TV series if the film proves popular. Call of Duty follows a run of successful game adaptations at the box office, including this year's Minecraft movie, which has grossed $957.7 million, making it the third highest grossing film of the year. Though Spielberg has yet to adapt a video game into a film, he is said to have been a longtime fan of the franchise. He loves Call of Duty. He enjoys the campaign, the director's son Max said in an interview. Paramount CEO David Ellison spoke about his excitement over the company's acquisition of it. As a lifelong fan of Call of Duty, this is truly a dream come true. We're approaching this film with the same discipline, uncompromising commitment to excellence that guided our work on Top Gun Maverick, ensuring it meets the exceptionally high standards this franchise's fans deserve. Production of the film has yet to begin, with both the cast and director still confirmed. Okay. Even with the Spielberg deal, even with the idea that he's going to get money and the final say, point to me to a Spielberg movie that's so bad that you're saying no to him doing this, especially if he's a fan of the series, meaning that he is well aware of the storylines and the tone and everything else. Am I crazy here?
No, that entire last passage of like, we need to maintain the integrity of this IP. And Spielberg is not the guy. I mean, I guess if it's a treatment that you don't gel with or whatever, but I'm trying to imagine a world in which you go, hey, Steven Spielberg, you're just not good enough. Sorry, kid. Get him next time. That's wild to me.
That's the thing. It would be one thing if it's like, because we've seen that happen with directors and musicians and artists in general, where like they were at the top of their game, maybe at their peak, but then there's like this steep fall off. I haven't seen that even in the movies of his recently that are maybe not as hot as his other ones. He's still got the sauce. I don't understand where this is coming from. Especially if he said straight up, I am a fan. Like his son is like, yeah, Dad plays those games all the time.
Unless he pitched them Meet the Fablemans with guns. I don't know why they said no. I can't wrap my head around it.
That's actually really good. I like that. That's genuinely hilarious.
Coming to a theater near you.
Fablemans with guns.
It's not a direct sequel, though.
No, not a direct sequel. Not at all. It's not a direct sequel. But you got to get the Fablemans teaming up with Soap and them trying to figure out. Yeah. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Go Pal coming back in. Second Winston on Lanterns. I'm old, so I don't really know from Jon Stewart, but Green Lantern from Super Friends has been a favorite going on 40 years. Okay.
Aww.
No, I love that. It is Jon Stewart for me. Like I had known of other Green Lanterns at the time, but you know, when people want to when they don't understand why representation is important in that way, I had only known at the time when the Justice League cartoon dropped of Hal Jordan. I really didn't die. I was more of a Marvel kid growing up, other than Batman. Batman was the exception. I didn't know that Jon Stewart existed. And then he's the Lantern that showed up when the call went out from Martian Manhunter. And I was like, oh God, oh my God, oh my God. And Jon Stewart instantly became my favorite, especially because it wasn't just that he was a black Green Lantern, a black superhero, but just his character was just so interesting to me. So Jon Stewart is just so cool. He's so fun to watch. I cannot wait to see what Aaron Pierre does with it, because I also think Aaron Pierre is a fantastic actor. Like I liked, I really liked. I can't remember what was it, Rebel Ridge until the
Rebel
end.
Ridge.
I hated the ending. I literally was like, bro, we doing it. I was like, wait, what? Like, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, but he was fantastic. So I think he's gonna kill it with Jon Stewart. So I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah. Alan Smithy. Hey, Winston and Kris. Not sure if I'm down with the title Man of Tomorrow. Man of Steel. Snyder fans will argue that Steel is first alphabet.
Get out.
It's first alphabetic. That's funny. That's actually funny. And that's the thing, man. As long as the internet exists, people are going to hate, and especially opposing universes or moving on from stuff like that is just going to be a thing. So I'm sure that that's probably coming one way or the other, but it is what it is. We just have to live with it at this point, unfortunately. Randall W. The wife and I are going to Jurassic Park with orchestra tonight. Any films you've seen with live orchestra accompaniment? Kris Carr, Ray of Sunshine donation.
Oh, thank you. Nice.
Yeah. Any films with live orchestra that you've ever seen?
Oh yeah, I love doing this. I've seen E.T. at the Bowl with the orchestra, which was amazing. That was so cool. And then my husband one Christmas took me to Love Actually with an orchestra. And that was really, really fun. It almost made up for, how problematic that movie is.
I hate that movie. I like literally everybody in that movie is a villain. Pretty much every single 99% of the people in that movie are villains. So
every time they come after Natalie and her big legs, I'm just like, oh, you all should die. Everyone in this movie is terrible.
On top of the fact that like how it's somehow seen as sweet that like the one dude is in love with his best friend's girl, and he's like, I showed up with these messages to just tell you that I love, bro. If you don't keep that shit in, what is wrong with you?
Right? Well, Andrew Lincoln's talked about, he's like, from the jump, I was like, this guy's creepy. He's a stalker. He's not a romantic figure.
Okay, that's actually one of my favorite stand-up jokes that I was doing for a minute was about the song My Boo, the one that's, boy, you should know that I've had you on my mind.
Oh, yeah.
A secret admirer. I've been watching you. Like, if a dude sang that song, everybody would be like, yo, somebody get a restraining order. That shit is not cute, bro. Like, at all.
No, It's just because he's in a sweater and has an English accent. Then we all go, oh.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
that's so sweet.
Love. Oh my God.
My favorite part in the movie is when he angry zips his sweater up to who's singing. I think it's Enya singing. It's great. Oh.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
what about you? What concerts have you seen or concert movies?
I've never been to one. I've been to orchestra playings of soundtracks, but I've never actually been to an orchestra live playing a movie. That actually sounds like a really cool thing, but yeah, I've never gotten a chance to do that. My coolest orchestra experience though was seeing Nas with a live orchestra playing as a background for him. He was going through like his catalog. It was so cool.
That's very fun.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Nice.
Papa Roach, some support for Winston A. Marshall and Kris Carr. Great show, guys. Thank you so much, Papa Roach.
Thanks, Papa Roach.
Love. We're moving along, y'all. We're at 25. We still got some time. You know, it's there. But again, if you want to keep donating to the Ray of Sunshine, help her get that bonus, man. Gopal coming back. I said, I wonder if they thought it's Spider-Man, it's fine, and forgot Spider-Man wasn't in any of the movies. Like maybe it would have been fine if it did. That is such a good point. Because like I know who Madam Web is, not necessarily because I've read so many Spider-Man books that I've seen her in said books. I know her because of Spider-Man the Animated Series and the little stint she had in that last season of helping guide Peter through, you know, the secret wars that happens in there and some other stuff he's dealing with and blah, blah, blah. So like to think, Madam Web, people would totally just be about it. No. Or the fact that Morbius, in my opinion, again, in that animated series, my least favorite character in his rogues gallery more. I don't find Morbius interesting at all. Like I kind of hate him. And I actually like the fact that Blade was hunting him. I also thought that was fun.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Like, and Craven to me is interesting because of the juxtaposition to Peter and this idea of trying to best him one way or the other. He's not even necessarily a villain to him as much as he is kind of like a lightweight rival that would kill him if, you know, given the opportunity. I don't know about you, man, but that was where I think there was a misconnection there.
Well, and with the latest Spider-Man game too, where they did such a great job with Craven. And then you go watch that movie and it's just, oh, these are two very different interpretations of a character. I don't need to know that he's got dad issues and powers from a lion. I don't know. That's fine. I assumed he had dad issues. I just don't want him to have powers from a lion.
I was under the impression that in order to be a superhero, you have to have some sort of daddy issues one way or the other.
You got to have parental issues. You got to be an orphan. You know, them's the breaks.
Because let's think about it. Let's just go down the list. Okay, Batman, parents killed. Superman, daddy issues, parents killed. They're at least his original parents. Wonder Woman, depending on the iteration, sometimes her mama sculpts her to clay with Hades. That's a big ass daddy issue, and sometimes not. It just depends on what you're dealing with. Let's see. Spider-Man, both his parents are gone, but then Uncle Ben got killed. Uncle Ben? Daddy issues. Who else? T'Challa, daddy got killed.
Daddy got killed.
That's why he's the new, like, I can go down the list forever. Like, everybody got daddy issues. So,
all of them.
Anyways, Gopal comes back again instead of a bunch of stuff we don't recognize. Oh,
the Sony thing, yeah.
So, like, maybe it would have been fine if we did it instead of a bunch of stuff we don't recognize. Exactly. I agree. Yeah. Boomer Bust. If they opened up teleportation ports similar to airports that were 10 seconds travel, what's the max you would pay for a round trip unlimited luggage?
Well, miss me with unlimited luggage. I'm a carry-on queen. I'm not stopping for anything.
Not carry-on queen, yo. Yeah. Any alliteration, bro. You should just start a whole separate channel just of you showing everybody all your tips on how to be a carry-on queen.
My tiny ass luggage. Me being like, listen, I'm going to Vegas, but I have to pack a light kit and mic for this show. Here we go.
I would subscribe to the hell out of that. I feel like you would blow up on TikTok.
Man, I'm going to stop doing my podcast. Yes, we're doing it. Yeah, where would you go and how much? Because the 10-second part of this, I'm just like, I'd give them so much money.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay more than what we're doing more or less for flights, because in a lot of ways, flights are already super expensive to kind of get around to places. They've only been going up in that regard. So like, I appreciate it, but I guess in my mind, do I also have unlimited money? Because if I don't, there's still a lot of broke people in the world. So like, you can't just be out here in these streets just being like, exactly right. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to India for $200 million. Like, I'm not doing that. Here's $20. Take me to India. Like, I don't. I don't know.
Also, am I transporting like Star Trek, or am I transporting like Wonka vision? Because one is the Spirit Airlines of that type of travel, and the other,
hey,
I'm okay with.
Spirit Airlines still is not the best, but also I took it for the first time to Vegas this year. When I tell you, it's literally a giant school bus in the sky, let alone that their first class is called Big Ass Seat. It's just a bigger seat in the front, bro. That got me. That genuinely got me. That's what they call their first class. But hey,
the Spirit Vegas flight is great, especially if you treat yourself in the Bob Hope Airport to a Guy Fieri Bloody Mary first, and then you get on that little bus. You're fine.
Dude, they played a shell game with the passengers. They hit a sticker on one of the tray tables. And so then they were, because you just go sit wherever, and they were just like, all right, now everybody open your tray table, and whoever gets it, you get like 20,000 free Spirit points. Like, just as like I was like, that's kind of interesting, but all right, like that's cool,
awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
Everybody randomly be like, wait, what? And then just open this, it's like, oh, all right, like whatever.
I hope the winner was like, "Oh, I have 20,000 Spirit points."
Damn, man. I'm craving a big ass seat right now.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
It's almost all those points.
Papa Roach sending in more love for Kris. Love it.
Thank you, Papa Roach.
Bobby Jackson. Lex in the suit would be awesome, because then Soups would get to punch Lex, thereby unleashing years of pent up frustration with him and not feel guilty. That is a good point.
That's very true.
That's a very, very good point. Yoshimitsu coming in. Love the name. So glad to see my two favorite co-hosts on a show together. Oh, thank you, Yoshimitsu.
Thank you.
Hope this team up becomes a regular thing. You two speak the same language. We do. We do.
Yeah.
I've
always enjoyed when I get to do the show with you.
The best, Kris. You the best.
You are.
Rob Tastic, Spider-Man brought up Star Wars and Civil War, so it couldn't happen now, right? Also, huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Hope to see Star Wars and Marvel and Kingdom Hearts 4. Are they doing a Kingdom Hearts 4? Is that happening? Okay, good.
That is supposedly happening, which I'm very excited about.
I'm super here for that too. And that is a good point. It would be weird to do it now, because yes, they did bring up Empire in Civil War. I guess the only way you could, if you really wanted to do that one way or the other, it'd have to be a thing of somebody explaining, oh yeah, these ideas, these dreams you're having that are coming with, you're actually seeing into another dimension in your dreams or some shit like that. And maybe that's how George Lucas came up with his grand idea. I don't know. Because I've heard of that as like a pseudo kind of sci-fi philosophy fantasy thing, that our dreams are a look into another timeline, like another version of yourself, or a look into another dimension. So, maybe. But Kingdom Hearts 4, thank you for letting me know that. Galaxy Geeks coming in. Thank you so much for the question, saying, with anime is starting to do some amazing things at the box office, could you start to see anime properties bigger than comic books? Also, favorite anime right now? It's a good question. In theory, just because there are so many anime fans, I know like the biggest fans of Dragon Ball actually is in Latin America, like in Latin countries around the world, especially in Mexico. Like, I don't know if people knew, but they had like 2 million or something people jammed into like a giant part of, like, I don't remember what city, and they were putting the finale of Dragon Ball Super years ago, and they were all watching it collectively together. Like, let me see if I can find this video, because it's absolutely crazy.
That's awesome.
But my favorite right now, Solo Leveling. I don't know how big of an anime fan you are.
Love
Solo
it. I need to start that.
Kris, it's so good. It is so good. I cannot speak higher of Solo Leveling, man, which they are in the middle of producing season 3. I don't know when they said it'll drop, but I know One Punch Man season 3 drops this year. I'm excited about that. And Jujutsu Kaisen is coming back, and My Hero is coming back. There's a lot.
Yeah.
What about
I'm
you?
obsessed.
What's your favorite anime?
Yeah, My Hero. I love favorite anime all time. Cowboy Bebop. I have a lovely signed little compilation disc back here from Steve Bloom. But what I've been watching, yeah. Eric Bauza hooked me up on Comic-Con. I was like, thank you so much. But currently I've been watching Shield Hero, which is fun. It's ridiculous. And then My Hero, we just got all caught up on. And then Demon Slayer. I'm so excited about the movie. I get to go next week and I'm so pumped.
I never started it, man, but I need to. I've heard such good things about it.
It's so fun. I highly recommend.
Man, that's crazy. I'm definitely gonna do that. Because everybody said good things about it. Everybody said incredibly good things. So this real quick, I'm only gonna play for a second just because I don't want us to get hit by anything, but because they are playing Dragon Ball Super here. But look at this. Let's see. So this apparently in Mexico there were government-sponsored public watch parties for the final episodes. Look at all the people that were watching together. Watching this battle go down. So crazy.
That's awesome.
It's one of those things that I only realized this talking to Danny Fernandez. She was the one that put me on and was just do you know how much Latin America loves Dragon Ball? You think black folk were sad when Akira Toriyama died. All of Latin America shut down for a while because of it once his death happened, which is crazy, man. And I just did not know that, but it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see. What else? Corn Emperor. The movie Crypt does Yorkie-thon. This was Yorkie-thon 9. It was sponsored by Bloody Disgusting for the first time this year. # the movie Crypt.
Corn Emperor, thank you so much for correcting me. You're absolutely right. It is the movie Crypt that puts it on every single year. So thank you. It's usually Dave Parker who invites me. So thank you so much for that correction. I appreciate you. I want to get it right.
No. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Appreciate that. Armada, I don't know about the weather delay for the football game. Yeah, I mean, it had. So, do you follow football?
No, I was about to say which game and where and who.
Yeah. So yesterday was the official NFL kickoff. It was the Cowboys Eagles. Everybody thought the Cowboys were going to get trounced. We actually did pretty well, all things considered. Though it's very funny. Not to get super deep into it. Traded away our star player, one of the greatest pass rushers of all time. Is already on a Hall of Fame career track.
Oh.
Sure, we were able to stop the run, but we could not stop the pass whatsoever, stop the quarterback from getting out. The game got delayed in the middle, a couple minutes into the third quarter because of lightning. And they always do that just because obviously stadiums being open air stadiums and all that metal, if lightning hit the stadium, you're going to kill God knows how many people. So they have people go indoors, away from the seats, away from all of that. So to kind of protect the players and the fans. So it got delayed for, I want to say roughly about an hour. Something like that. It happens, but you got to do it. You can't put people at risk like that,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Armada, have y'all seen Overlord? That'd be a good reaction. No.
Overlord looks interesting. It looks really metal.
What is Overlord?
So this is another anime. Yeah, because I saw this on my recommended section for Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've never checked this out, but yeah, okay. I'd check. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the character design looks really rad.
Yeah. All right, I might have to do that. Between that and since I haven't done Demon Slayer, maybe I need to do Demon Slayer reactions. That might not be a bad idea.
That'd be fun.
An Overlord. All right, Mike Katz. Could Secret Wars have Alien, Predator, Vader, etc.? Yeah, in theory, but again, if you're gonna do that, I really don't want it to be more than an Easter egg thing. Let's focus on Secret Wars as a story is already interesting, just as a story of bringing in the various variants or characters from all over the place. I don't want to muddy the waters. I don't know how you feel about it, Kris.
I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Get it out of there. It's gonna take me out. It's gonna take me out, and I'm just not here for it.
No, I feel that. Armada, Tyson fighting Mayweather in 26. Thoughts? Is that really happening? Aren't they also completely different weight classes? Like, I know.
Yeah. How? What?
Hold on. Is that really Tyson versus Mayweather? Oh my God. Yeah, they're gonna do an exhibition together. Wow. Okay. Sure. I mean, look, they're both two of the best to have ever done it. You know, and Mayweather at least is very good at defense. So, you know, and we saw how old Mike is after fighting Jake. So
Yeah.
all right. I mean, I'm gonna watch. I just want to see how it goes. I don't know. I'm not enough of a boxing aficionado other than to be like, yeah, those are two very different weight classes. Even if they're older and it's an exhibition, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That doesn't seem right, but okay.
Hey, I'm here for it. MF and Winston and MF and Kris, my MF and faves. Let's MF and win. Absolutely. Thank you. We're pushing. We're getting there. We're right at 39. So we're almost halfway there. So keep sending them in, y'all. We still got a good 22 minutes to get to that goal. Karen, how are you guys liking Peacemaker thus far? Thanks. I'll defer to you first, Kris.
I have been really enjoying Peacemaker. I am an episode behind. I have to tell y'all that. But episode 2, my acting coach, Erin Elizabeth Burns, was in it. I lost my mind. She's the lady in the drugstore who comes up to Harcourt. And like, are you good?
Dude, that scene was really that actually was great to show how broken, and like they joked about her having toxic masculinity in the first one. It's like, how the as a woman, and then being like, another woman is coming to just make sure that you're not in a domestic violence situation, and you're cussing her out, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a mirror line. Whoa.
That was dark, but it was really, really good. It just went to show where Harcourt is. I really, really, really liked that whole kind of sequence that we got to see where she's at mentally. Part of why I came in at the buzzer for the show today is I didn't know if we were talking about it. I was finishing the episode from last night. Very, very good. My favorite so far of the first 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, at the end of 2, he obviously is deciding, I won't spoil things for people that haven't started yet, but he's kind of making the decision if he's going to go on a different path. And we got to see what him going on that path looks like in this episode. And it was very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. I'm stoked. I should have watched it. I got to do a video game recording yesterday, which is always super fun and great. Thank you. But it was all exertion. So all I did were fight noises, taking punches and throwing punches for 4 hours.
That's exhausting.
So I came home and was like, I would like to sleep, and I'm going to finish Wednesday, and I'm going to go to bed by 9 p.m.
I've done enough ADR for live action stuff because I haven't recorded something like that, but I've done enough ADR for stuff to know how exhausting that is. Just for that, like I can only imagine.
It's only a lot.
Imagine. Yeah,
it's so fun, but yeah, you just feel really dumb at the end of the day, though. Of like, I didn't even actually fight anyone. Why is my body hurt?
Because you're activating your diaphragm and your core for 4 hours straight.
Yeah. That's true. You know? That's true.
And putting enough adrenaline in your brain to feel like you're actually being punched and kicked, you know? So
yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah. Armada, best Andre 3 Stacks acting performance. For me, I'm going to say Four Brothers. I love that movie. I genuinely love it. The idea of him being a pseudo former criminal. Andre 3000, by the way, if you're wondering who he's been in that. He was in Semi-Pro, Idlewild.
Trying to look up his IMDb to be like, what else is he in?
Yeah. Because Andre 3000 acting.
Oh yeah, he was in Be Cool.
I forgot about Be Cool. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, no, for me, it's definitely Four Brothers. I love that movie. I thought he was great.
He's exceptional in that. That's a great pick.
Mm-hmm. I do like the show he had on Cartoon Network for a little bit. Class of 3000.
Yeah,
that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Geek Lodestars, a video game franchise I would like to see adapted is maybe Fable, since we're getting LOZ. Would love to see more fantasy properties. I'm also excited for Fallout Season 2 and seeing New Vegas. Are they doing New Vegas?
I think that's what it's kind of set up to be. That's what it looks like.
Okay, I would love
but
that.
I'm not positive.
Absolutely. What LOZ? What's wrong with my brain? What is?
Legend of Zelda. Is that what we're doing?
That's right. That's right. That's
On
right.
that one?
That sounds right.
Okay.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
And
No, Legend of Zelda looks good. Fable. Will be fun.
Fable. My
That
brain
was-
is going to a comic. What is Fable? A video game.
Fable was a game where it's fantasy world as well, and it was kind of the beginning of like making choices, and if you decide to like help the town versus destroy the town, like you go either good or bad, and kind of having that moral kind of compass thing. It was really, really popular when it first dropped. I want to say on Xbox back in the first Xbox.
All right.
But yeah, I think Fable will be fun for sure. But yeah, let's see. Carlton Rudder, teleportation ST style. Where would you go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner around the world? No jet lag.
Oh,
I would probably go. I would go to Japan for dinner because I would probably stop at an izakaya and a nomi hodai, which is an all-you-can-drink like bar or restaurant. So I'd do that. For breakfast, I'd probably go to Jamaica, and then for lunch, I'd probably, I don't know, back down to Texas and get some barbecue. I would be a real fat ass day.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say breakfast. I'd go back to Austin and go get breakfast tacos.
Nice.
Or I'd go to Hawaii and get spam musubi. Lunch. Go to Vietnam. Get some really, really great banh mi. And then dinner, I would go to London to this amazing restaurant called Fallow. They do oyster shell cocktails, and they have this whole cod head that's covered in curry. It's insane. Yeah.
I just don't know if I could eat it. Like I've never eaten a fish head before. I don't know if I could do it.
Oh, see, I always freak everyone out at Christmas. We do the Feast of Seven Fishes thing because we're Italian.
Yeah.
And like I have to take the eyes off of stuff before people come over. Or they're like, no. I can't be in the room with that.
It couldn't be me. I would definitely walk in and be like, nope, white people shit. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm sure there are plenty of black people around the world that do that shit too. But I would immediately be like, nope. Harvest K, Koi, who Kris is killing on Capes and Cowls. So good to have you here, man.
Thank you. But also, Koi's so incredible and knows this stuff so well. We can all be here. We can all be here.
There's no hate. There's no hate, but you have been in a wonderful ad for sure.
Thanks.
Initial D's Overdrive. Hey y'all, I saw Jaws 4 my first time ever in IMAX Wednesday night. It holds up. I liked it. References I never knew came from it. Can't believe he was 27. Who was 27? Yeah. Spielberg was 27?
Spielberg. Yeah.
Whoa.
He was young.
Damn, dudes. That actually puts, I mean, Coogler isn't putting out nearly as much as Spielberg was at the time, but I want to say that Coogler, same thing with Black Panther, either Black Panther or Creed. He was also very young because he did Fruitville at the end of grad school at USC and was like 25 or something at the time. So it was only a couple years later he was doing Creed and Black Panther. So that's crazy.
Yeah. On the scale of film that he is doing is bananas.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to Overdrive saying Solo Leveling is my favorite too right now. It's really good.
I'm excited
Harvest
to watch
K,
it.
Kris, I second Winston's recommendation of Solo Leveling. Very addicting. But if you haven't yet, I know you would love
Free Ren
Beyond Journey's End.
I do love it. Oh, it's great.
Yeah. All right.
So you can watch that on Netflix or on Crunchyroll. Oh, my little cat's back, you guys. Yay. For those of you who have been following, the cat that likes to shit in my yard is here, and I'm going to be its friend. We're going to be friends. Sorry, that was just a great ADD moment. It is a lovely, lovely anime about this elf who is it's a timeline split where we're seeing her previous party and her new party she's with. So if you like fantasy, it's great for you. If you play D&D, it's great for you. If you just like anime, it's great. It's such a good gateway show. Nice. For people to jump into an anime. I love it.
Well, that's one more reason why I definitely recommend Solo Leveling, because my head immediately as I was watching it was like, oh man, this is giving me like very D&D vibes.
Awesome.
Throughout, which is cool. The only thing that you'll find out very quickly is that the powers that people get when like this thing affects the real world, you can't level up. Whatever you started at, that is what you're at for life. So that's why you'll see how it evolves from there. I don't want to tell you anything else, but that's just the main premise. Is the world has opened up now, and there's monsters and people have magical powers and all that kind of stuff. But whatever you were with, if you came out as an S rank hunter, you're an S rank hunter. If you came out as an F rank hunter, you're an F rank. It is so good. Vincent Zawada binged Attack on Titan a few months ago and loved it. Yeah, Attack on Titan is one of the greatest ever. It is absolutely one of the greatest. I had to watch it multiple times to catch everything. It's a lot to deal with. There's a lot going on.
I watched that first season and was like, I don't think this one's for me.
It wasn't for you?
Yeah, the animation sometimes was just a little, I just made my skin crawl. The story's so good, so I think I'm going to go back to the manga.
Yeah, to go back to the manga, but I get it. Like watching Titans eat people was like, but they get away from that and kind of focus more on the overarching as you go. But it's very good. Got my tickets for Infinity Castle immediately. Nice. That's the new Demon Slayer movie, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Ranta, Kris, will we get AJ Lee tonight on SmackDown?
I think we will. I mean, Punk keeps kind of teasing the whole like, well, that door was never shut. Da, 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 da. I mean, everyone just thinks that that's what's going to happen. And I feel like if AJ is not there, it's going to be a really disappointing thing. She's been doing all this stuff behind the scenes. She's been a producer, obviously, for wrestling for a couple years now. But I think this is when we get her back in there. And I think it's going to be pretty amazing.
Nice. All right. Yeah. I didn't know you were a wrestling fan.
I say just got into it. In the pandemic, I started getting into it. So I'm a newer wrestling fan. Love it.
I was like the Attitude Era. So
nice.
DX and the Rock and Stone Cold and all that. So enjoyed I watched the Royal Rumble randomly, not this year, but the year before. And I was like, man, maybe I should get back into it. Like, I don't know most of these storylines, but this is still pretty interesting to kind of.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
it's so great. It's just a really epic cosplay.
More or less.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Armada comes back. I was thinking Overlord, the movie was zombies. LOL.
Oh, well, my mistake. Whoops.
No, that's all good. Israel Lopez, welcome Kris to the Friday show. Wife is away for 2 weeks, so I'll need to wait for Demon Slayer. We're both big fans. Might watch Weapons instead. Yeah, I missed the boat on Weapons. Like, it's still in theaters, but I'm just gonna do a reaction on my channel to it when it drops digitally. But I obviously have heard nothing but good things about it. So
yeah,
did you see it?
I haven't, because a friend of mine was like, I don't think you should see this in theaters. You're going to have a really bad reaction to 2 scenes. I was like, great. Thank you so much. Because I also get worried about disrupting everyone else's experience because I will scream. The first time I saw Alien was at Cinespia, and I ruined that, I'm sure, for so many people because I was just screaming. But if you're not, if really graphic violence doesn't get to you, you should be totally fine, because I've heard that it's mostly creepy and intriguing.
Okay. All right, then I'll be fine. Like I said, it would be. There's a part of me that loves to go to the theater and all that, but yeah, I try and watch scary movies at home where I can control the settings, because both if I need to take a break, but then also I am obnoxious because I have to talk my way through it. So I gotta be like, hell no, girl, don't go in that goddamn room. Why are you going? Oh, Jesus! Like I have to. I'm that dude. Which. We got a lot of questions to get to. We're pushing along. We're 51, y'all. We can still do it. We got 9 minutes. So let me keep going. But if we have time, I'll tell a story about me and Get Out, which is pretty fun.
Okay.
Gopal, I love the second half of Wednesday season 2. I had never watched Wednesday. Do you watch the show?
Yeah, I'm all caught up. It picked up for me. It got more interesting. I wasn't loving that first half, that first drop of season 2, but it turned around a little bit for me. There's still a few issues I had, but overall, good solid season. And I like where it's going.
Nice. And then he said, can't say if Wednesday season 2 episode 6 or 7 is my favorite.
Oh, that's fair.
No. Yoshimitsu, which 90s toy commercial cartoon would you want to get the X-Men 97 treatment? I want Dragonflies. Amazing world, art, and story, but awful dialogue.
Dragonflies were so fun.
I never watched Dragonfly, so I'm not familiar.
There's like,
No, I remember because they had there were it was Dragonflies and because I remember the toy, but I never saw the show. They have a show.
I don't know. I just remembered the pull strings. That's what I watched, or that's what I played with. The 90s cartoons I loved. I don't know if I'd want them to get the X-Men treatment because I liked dumb stuff like Cowboys of New Mesa.
Dude, I James Bond Jr. That was my shit. That was my shit.
That was a good one.
From his Uncle James. Like, oh, dude. Armada. Andre also played Jimi Hendrix in Idlewild. Yes, he did.
That's true.
Go Bow. Winston, what do you think of Salt Lake? I love Salt Lake. I haven't been in a long time. I don't know. Maybe if you've been to Austin more recently, if it's been commercialized even more since everybody's heard of it now. But I'm a big fan of Salt Lake.
It's good.
I'd love getting the sauce and bringing it back here because they do have it in the DFW airport. So when I go home, a lot of times I'll snatch some and throw it in my snatch some. I mean, pay for it. I just mean I will buy some and put it in my carry-on while I'm waiting to get on my flight. Let me make it real clear before somebody.
Internet just clips this out. Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Winston A. Marshall, a thief in airports.
Oh God, nothing about a no-fly list. Go Pal. When I visited my sister in Austin, she was all about it. Unfortunately, she tried to kill me that day with a peanut-based power bar. Damn.
No.
Yikes, dude. Okay, I'm sorry that she almost ruined that for you. You should definitely go to Salt Lake again with no peanuts involved. Bobby Jackson just had this thought, but I would love to see the Adam TV series and or a Captain Adam movie in the Gunn DCU. But maybe Adam is too much like Ant-Man. Similar characters for sure. They function very differently though, just the way that because it's Palmer, isn't it? It's Ray Palmer, like just this kind of stuff he gets into. Because by using Scott Lang and him kind of focusing more on like the thief side of things, Ray really is like about solving scientific stuff at the atomic level and things like that. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, he's much more Hank Pym adjacent. Yeah, he's a businessman who's intrigued by science and its prospects.
Yeah, I think probably Captain Adam more so than the Atom. I think Captain Adam is like very interesting, especially the pull between being a hero and being in the military, and sometimes how that doesn't cross. Let's see. Grim Bear 13. Oh man, anime talk on the Christian Harloff channel. Berserk is my #1 manga. There isn't a good anime adaptation. That's true. They're okay. They're not great. And the 1997 series covers the most famous arc, though. Berserk as a manga, I never read it, but I know the story. I do think that Berserk is a really cool story. But look, the more we can talk about it, the better. Vincent coming in, my favorite of all time, Naruto Shippuden. Yeah, I love me some Naruto. I love where it all went. It holds a special place in my heart. I'm actually doing a rewatch right now of the 4th Great Ninja War. I've slowed down. Like I've kind of hit the boring stride now, so now I'm watching other things around it. But no, I'm a big fan of Naruto personally. Let's see. Busy B. Hey, Winston and Kris. Happy Friday. Sad to see Coy leave Fridays, but glad Kris is here. Hope you have a great weekend. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Grim Bear and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is so much fun. Has some of the best characters. Dio's top 5 hater of all time. Do you watch JoJo? I don't watch JoJo.
No, I have to watch it. Everyone keeps telling me this is another one I need to add to my list.
I mean, also just hear the hold on. Like I hear people doing that all the time, and I know what it's referring to, but I've just never. Some of the beatdowns I've seen in like memes and stuff sounds hilarious, to be honest with you. So, let's see what else we got. Kris, do you remember on TJCS you knew where my name came from?
Oh, are you Initial D like the manga or like the 90s racing series?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
That would actually make a lot of sense.
I was going to say, hopefully. Also, and if that's not what it is, I do not remember the time that I got your name right on that show.
Corn Emperor. How about more new episodes of Invader Zim? #tacos. Did they revive the show?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's
maybe
fun
it's
if
like
they did.
maybe
or just in general.
97 treatment, maybe.
Oh, that could be fun. That show was just so nuts, though. That show was really, really wild.
Crazy.
I mean, obviously, like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac is crazy, but Invader Zim, rewatching that a couple years ago, I was like, I can't believe I was allowed to watch this.
That's how I feel about Ren and Stimpy.
Absolutely.
Well, Ren and Stimpy too, but I meant Rocko's Modern Life. Rocko's Modern Life is also crazy. And I did not realize the adult stuff that it was not processing. It's like, he's a little kangaroo. That's fun. Go Pal. I've only been to Salt Lick once in 99. Well, you got to go back, man. Got to go back. Very, very good barbecue spot. A Silva 88. Rank anticipated superhero movies for 26. Okay, what's coming in 26? Superhero movies.
Are those the 4 we did earlier? Or no?
That's 27.
No, that's 27. Okay.
So let me see. According to AI right now, Doomsday, Brand New Day, and Woman of Tomorrow, and a yet to be titled DC film. So we'll just say those are the only one. I mean, you've got Mandalorian and Grogu, but that's not really a comic. They got Mortal Kombat 2. That's more of a video game. So yeah, so it's Doomsday, Brand New Day, Woman of Tomorrow, and then another DC film. Well, we don't know the other DC films, so where would you rank those 3? Spider-Man, Avengers, Supergirl.
Probably Spider-Man first, because I love Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. I love him so much. So him, and then Supergirl, and then Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm actually going to go Supergirl, Spider-Man, Doomsday. And again, not that I'm not excited about Doomsday. We've just been pretty hit or miss so far with MCU stuff currently. So I'm going to put that on the back burner. The Woman of Tomorrow, I just finally read it. Incredible. Is Clayface also in 26? Okay, if it's Clayface, it goes Clayface, Supergirl, Spider-Man, Doomsday. But the Woman of Tomorrow book is so good. I just read it for the first time. I had know the story, but I had never just straight up read it. It is so good.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So I think that would be my order: is Clayface, Supergirl, Spider-Man, Doomsday. So thank you for that. Okay, let's see what else we got.
We're only 3 away.
Are we? Huh?
Yeah, I think we've got 81.
No, I see 58.
Oh, I'm looking at comments. Oh, dang it! I got my hopes up.
I wish that would have been nice.
I got so excited.
Hi, some support for you too. Also, Marvel zombie trailer Blade versus Zombie Ghost looked like Ninja Scroll. Dude, Blade Knight. I am so excited for this just because we're getting Blade and we're getting Blade Knight, and I'm hoping this is enough to push us towards Blade in live action. I think he's going to show up in Doomsday. In all honesty, either Doomsday or Secret Wars. I think we will get Blade. I just think that we're not going to get his movie for however long. But did you see the zombie trailer?
Completely great. Yeah, I have been I don't give a crap about this show whatsoever person. And then I saw that trailer and was like, no, actually, I really want to watch this because this is really metal. This is so fun.
That is literally what I said in my trailer reaction. I was like, I don't really care, but let's watch the trailer. Okay, we're doing this. I'm so all right, that's the kind of anticipation that I wanted, man.
Yeah.
D Tam, loving the anime talk. Fearin was awesome storytelling. Solo Leveling is an awesome ride. Kaiju number 8 is another fun watch that I'm currently running. Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
Kaiju number 8 is supposed to be good. Yeah.
Initial D's Overdrive. Yes, you did it again. That's Cameo Winston. I was piecing it together. I was just like the JC. Grimbear 13. So to clarify, the reason Berserk is so revered in Mura's deep character writing, so even if you know it at a high level, the character intricacies are what make it a masterpiece along with the art. Love it.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I did not know that personally. Finally, Mark Long says hi. And Initial D comes back in again. I'm just talking for support.
Thank you to Initial.
I appreciate y'all. We have hit the time, so unless we all of a sudden hit 22 in the next while we're plugging, unfortunately we only got to 61, meaning that it looks like Steph will take that dub. But while we do that, as we say goodbye, Kris, go ahead and plug what you got going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, if you want to keep up with me, I am at It's Kris Carr on Instagram, or you can check out Two Filthy Casuals Pod. That is the podcast I do with Amy Newman, where we talk to people about their favorite fandoms. What we just dropped today is an incredible discussion on Pee Wee Herman and his work. It's so fun. It's such a beautiful episode. Honestly, our guest was just so wonderful and knew so much and was really moving. And then lastly, if you guys want voiceover lessons, if you too want to make karate noises for 4 hours in a booth one day, I'm teaching my intro to VO class. That is up online at speakfriendstudio.com. Class is going to start, I think, September 15th? Yeah, September 15th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I usually take just about 8 students, nice small class. So if you guys want to learn about VO, hit me up over there. What do you have going on, Winston?
Thank you so much. Before I do that, I just want to say we got another one, Corn Emperor, hustling for the filthy swag. Thank you so much, Corn Emperor. You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms. Here on YouTube, I think I'm only like 20 away from 5,000, man. We've been doing that drive for 5. So come, if you haven't already, please come subscribe. The stuff I've got going on over there, Blurred Breakdown on Mondays. We will be back this coming Monday with the full show. I am working on my reactions. I'm trying to get out Demon Slayer. I'm trying to get out K-pop Demon Hunter this weekend. Hopefully, if not tomorrow, by Sunday. Working on that right now. Gonna get the edit out for Blazing Saddles. If you want, the watch along live stream is still up. So if you want to go and sync up yourself and watch along with me, there is a time code up there so you can do that. So check that out. We'll be having a lot more reactions on the channel as well. On Tuesdays, I'm over with Roka doing Spill the Tequila over on his channel. On Wednesdays, Blurs in the Hood is returning. I need to talk to Jay. It will either start this coming Wednesday or the Wednesday after. Just depends on timing of stuff. And then we'll be there every other Wednesday for a bit. And then hopefully every single week. And then obviously right back here on Capes and Cowls, which thank you so much for watching this episode. We appreciate it. Christian should be back next week. And we will be back at it again. But to everybody that's watching, we got a whole bunch more that came in. Let's see. Glad for Steph, but I love this new dynamic. You two rock. Love it.
Back at
Dragonflies had 26 episode series. It's on. Yes, that's what I thought. It did have a show. I vaguely remembered that, but I just never watched it. And then Lenore, the Little Dead Girls, had a short season. I didn't know. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Huh. Okay. Well, either
way, we learned
something today. But once again, thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to this channel right now, man. Get in the comments, throw a like on it, do all of that good stuff. Check out all of those wonderful sponsors that we have had today. And again, Christian will be back with the show on Monday, and we'll be back here for Capes and Cowls. So for myself and Kris Carr, I am the Swaggy Blurred Winston A. Marshall. See you on the flip, y'all. Peace.